Hey everyone! As some of you have already mentioned, we had quite a bit to read and look over this week. For the majority of the readings, I enjoyed the information that was presented. I like that we were given a copy of the SIOP. It really helps me to see information in a checklist pattern to better understand information. I think that this form did that for me and concreted the information already presented and gave a clear picture of what we should look for when we are observing ESL students. A second thing that this module asked us to look at was to discuss the pros and cons of the Florida Consent Decree. I think that it is a good thing that there is a system in place to ensure that all students are surveyed. I'm not sure if it occurs, but it would be nice if each student's information is shared with their teacher so that each student is represented in the classroom setting. When students have something to relate to, then they are usually more successful in their learning. Besides the basic survey, I like the idea that the decree is in place to make sure that all students are receiving the necessary skills to succeed, and that their schools are held accountable for these steps, even though funding may be cut for that given year. I think that the cons could be the fact that schools may develop their own standards that may conflict with their original goal because of these cuts. I wonder if this method is still successful or how individual school districts handle this. In my own experience as a private provider in a child care setting, we use Teaching Strategies goal assessment tools, and each student has a home language survey that must be completed. It is nice to see what the connection is to this decree since I didn't have prior knowledge of it. In Chapter 3, I like the idea of an open dialogue. I think that it is sometimes hard to achieve, but should be something that we strive towards. We want our students to be creative, but don't always allow them to think creatively. I've seen in classroom projects where creativity is necessary, but if the child was never taught to think creatively, they may struggle with these types of assignments. I think that when we create lesson plans and group activities, we as teachers should set aside time for open discussions and dialogue. I think that this will not only help each student's understandings of various topics, but always create a new learning environment where students are supportive of one another and more open to new thoughts, concepts, and ideas. I look forward to everyone's feedback and thoughts, and I hope that everyone has a great week.